Tacos Placeros, iconic Mexican flavors. Hi, and welcome back to my kitchen. The next page in our taco manual takes us to one of the most traditionally flavored tacos you will ever find in Mexico, and it might surprise you. I know a lot of people are into steak tacos or chicken tacos or maybe barbacoa tacos, but this one sort of leans toward classic vegetable preparation in Mexico. But before you click off from this, I'm going to teach you how to work with nopal, the cactus paddles, the prickly pear cactus paddles, and you're going to want to know this because these things are delicious, crunchy, really beautiful. So just imagine this taco. It's got this nopal salad on it. It's got some fresh cheese, a panela cheese that goes on there, crumbled up chicharron over that. It's called a taco placero because it is just a marketplace taco. It's the kind of thing that you find all through central Mexico. Let's start with the nopales part of this. So you buy them either cleaned or uncleaned in your Mexican grocery store. Maybe you go to a regular grocery store that has them. I've seen them in big chain grocery stores occasionally. But if you get the ones that are uncleaned, get the cleaned ones if you can. But if you get the ones that are uncleaned, this is a way that you clean them. Always work with a pair of tongs. Cut around the exterior of the nopal paddle, and you're going to cut off all the spines that are right there on the edge of it. And once you get back to the top here, which is where the nopal paddle connected to the plant, cut the end of that off, and then holding your knife perpendicular to the work surface, to the nopal paddle, just work across it, scraping off all of those nodes. Now, you want to do this very carefully so that you do get all of the nodes off. And the truth of the matter is it's easy to see them because they're dark. They're a dark brown color. And so when you see them go off, you know that you have scraped off all of the spines. Flip it over, and we're going to do the same thing on the other side. This recipe that I'm giving you today starts with 4 medium-sized paddles. That'll give you about a pound. And in lots of the Mexican grocery stores, the clientele didn't want to do this at home, so they actually sell them already cleaned completely. So if you want to avoid this part of it, go to your Mexican grocery store to get them. Next step here is to cut them into smaller pieces, and I'm just going to split it lengthwise like that, and then go crosswise about a little less than a half an inch here. I'm going to cut through all of these. Now, all of this is going to go into a saucepan. This one holds about 2 quarts, and that'll be the right amount to do this. And once we get it all into the pot, I'm going to set it here over a medium heat and then put the top on it. Okay, we're going to cover that. Oh, 1 second though. I have to salt these before we continue because the salt is actually going to draw out the substance that we have to talk about next. Okay, working with nopal cactus. Okay, a little bit like working with okra. It's going to exude, shall we call it, a mucilaginous substance. It's going to get really sticky, that thing that they call baba or drool in Spanish. And we don't want that. So the first thing that we're going to do, we're cooking these in the way they would call al vapor in Mexico. We're going to let it cook covered here for about 5 minutes. And that salt is going to help to draw out all of that mucilaginous substance. And then we're going to uncover it and we're going to cook it until it's dry. And then you'll have this beautiful, crunchy, lemony flavored nopal cactus. But we got to let it cook. Okay, let's take a look at this. It's been about 5 minutes now. And you can see that there is a bunch of that sticky substance here on the bottom. And as I pick these tongs up, I should be able to sort of, that's the drooly stuff. So we'll keep stirring it now and let it cook for another 5 minutes or so until it's completely dry. Okay, it's been about 5 minutes now. My mixture looks completely dry. I'll just bring it over here so that you can see how dry it looks now on the bottom. Okay, I stirred it really regularly through that whole time because I wanted as much evaporation as I possibly get. I'm going to let that cool down to room temperature while I cut up all of the ingredients that go into this sort of cactus salad, shall we call it, for this taco, and they will not surprise you. It is going to be a tomato. It's some onion, some green chili. I've got some cilantro over here, the classic things that go into pico de gallo, which actually makes this taste so incredibly Mexican. So on to the chopping. Here I've got the cool down nopales over here, so I'm going to just put those into the mixture. Now I've got to season it. Two things I'll season it with. One will be a little bit of salt, and then I'm going to squeeze some lime over it. That's really essential in this kind of a salad. Using a Mexican lime juicer here to squeeze about a half a lime over the top of it. And just the smell of that takes me right to Mexico for sure. Now, I'm going to mix all of this together. I put 2 serranos in here because I wanted it to be spicy. If you don't want it to be very spicy, then you could go with 1. But just look at it. It's talk about taking you straight to Mexico. That does it. Now, we've got queso panela. So this is another of the Mexican fresh cheeses. It's kind of a spongy white cheese. You could use queso fresco here. I cut it into small pieces. Some limes because you, as I said before, want to serve these tacos with lime for each guest to squeeze over the top. Some avocado, and then this beautiful light chicharron. This is what we're looking for, something that can crumble really easily because we're going to crumble this over the top of the taco. Okay, I've got these warm corn tortillas here that I'm going to put onto a plate, and then I'm going to build the taco placero. So we'll start with our nopal cactus salad or salsa here. Put that right down the center here. And then on will go some of our queso panela. Just a nice little bit of it. On each one of these now, I'm going to put one of these slices of avocado. Boy, that looks good, and that's going to add that gorgeous creamy element. Of course, we have to serve it with lime wedges, and then this is the crowning glory of it. That's the crumbled chicharrón. Now you can do this in tiny pieces, like I'm crumbling it up over here, which I like because it gives me more of the flavor of the chicharrón in every bite, or you can just do it in bigger chunks like that. But, gorgeous. Okay. These are the iconic flavors of Mexico, tacos placeros.